Um, I guess that I'm finally about done rebranding my YouTube channel here that you're watching. And what it's about, is what it's always been about, and that's just that I've been posting music videos on here for a long time, and also living in California and going to the beach and bringing my phone and shooting video, and also being a Lyft and Uber driver in California and working from the airport. I did this for years. I'm not doing it now though. And I have this huge my own video archive that was on this YouTube channel. But since I'm trying to focus everything now because uh, I think that the most useful thing that I can do is to teach people how to play the guitar, to teach people how to play the guitar from a Fender guitar perspective, or instead of just any old guitar. I'm talking about like the beginner Fender guitar, which is this guitar, the Fender Redondo. I bought this guitar because it was the cheapest Fender on Amazon, but it turned out to be absolutely fantastic. And what it is it's a beach guitar designed by the same guy who designed most of the Rickenbacker guitars, who ended up working for Fender, and they started making these Fender acoustic guitars in 1962, and and then they stopped making them in 1971, but then they started making them again in the 90s, I think. I think it was in the 90s. So they didn't have these in the 80s. I guess that's the main thing. And so when I was growing up in the 80s, as I was, we didn't have these at all. We just had a bunch of other guitars that were not nearly as good as this. But Fender was the first mass-produced electric guitar. The Fender Esquire and the Fender Telecaster. 1951, the Telecaster, and also then a couple years later, the Stratocaster. And so basically, uh, many music groups ever since then have been using Fender guitars, mostly the electric ones. But when you're learning how to play guitar, you don't have four or five other musicians who are also playing, bass and drums and things like that. Um, what you want to do is you want to learn how to do a solo guitar version on an acoustic guitar, because you don't have to plug it in. You can take it to the beach. That's why I have this air mattress behind me. I actually live in California, and it's really nice to go to the beach in the summertime. And it's not the only place in the world where it's like that. So pretty much anywhere I am in the world, if I'm traveling, I want to orient my holiday around going to the beach. And if I want to save some money, I just bring an air mattress and a small tent, and I just can camp. It took me a while to figure this out. It's not what I've done my whole life, but it's a good way to live. So instead of people who buy like Fender guitars, a lot of times they'll just buy an electric guitar, and so they don't end up learning it where they can go out in public onto a beach or someplace where there's no electricity and bring their instrument and play, especially if you're hanging out at a beach and there's a fire there around like a bonfire or something like that. You can play and you don't have to bring your amp, and you want to play like surf music, instrumental surf music or something like that. But people who go and do that always know how to play other types of music as well. Uh, People who play guitar, they usually learn how to play different styles of music. So as far as like the Fender story goes, starting in like 1952, it kind of starts out with with Western swing, like Bob Wills, guitarist. I was recently doing this research, but I just put up. I redid the whole channel, and now the playlists that I have only have to do with Fender guitars, and also Fender harmonicas and Fender ukuleles as well. And so, for me, the most important thing is acquiring Fender products, especially the really nice ones, and getting a really good price on them. So the very first thing I'm focusing on is buying Fenders, buying more of them. They're an excellent investment. And then also like all the different types, genres of music. And I'm kind of broad to define this, but I say like punk and new wave. You know, a lot of those bands played Fender guitars. And in the British invasion also, I mean, of course, Fender guitars have been played all ever since they were invented, but Nashville, Western swing. Um, I'm going to cover. I'm kind of covering it like, well, if you're in a band and you don't have a lot of money, you would start out with Fender equipment and maybe branch out into more expensive equipment after that, because it's always been the case where you know, you can get a used Telecaster, say. I'm looking on eBay. There was one for a Squire for $40. I don't know if that's real or not, but you can get like last year's Telecaster on eBay. I'm seeing them for like $350 or something like that. To me, if I was starting a band right now or something, I would want to start the band with this, because I am the band right now. I'm the one person in the band. And that's the way it is for a lot of people when they're learning how to play guitar. But you might as well learn to play it where you're not learning how to do stuff that's really specific to a particular type of electric guitar that you end up buying. And there are, you know, many options for guitars, but I'm just going to focus on Fender because I think it totally suits my needs, and I wouldn't want to go out and you know, start buying Gibsons right now. So I'm just gonna play. Oh, so what am I doing? What is the gap that I'm filling? Well, I'm a real Californian, and I surf. This is my boogie board. I surf. I have lots of videos of me surfing with this thing, and I've spent a lot of time at the beach, and so I like to play surf guitar, and I know how to play it the correct way, and but I know how to play a lot of other types of music too, and I kind of instinctively know how to take a song that was played by a band where the part, it's very difficult to figure like how to emphasize how to do a solo arrangement for a song that was played by a band. It's not something that occurs to the beginning guitarist instinctively, but it's something that I've been doing my whole life practically, where if I see what the lyrics are for the song, and I see what the chords are, I can play it a few times and pretty much if I'm familiar with the song and I've heard it a lot of times, which I have for most songs that feature Fender guitars, um, I can work out an arrangement pretty quickly, and so it makes sense for me to shoot a video of me doing that, because I'm just going to work out the arrangement and then probably move on. I'm kind of like a scout for acoustic guitar arrangements, for Fender acoustic guitar arrangements, which I think anybody who has a Fender Stratocaster, a Telecaster, or some other Fender guitar should also have a Fender acoustic guitar as well. And that's just because you don't want to take your electric guitar if you're going on vacation, probably, and you either want to bring a guitar like this or a ukulele. So I'm also going to talk about Fender ukuleles as well, and also a Fender harmonica as well. Those are the arrangements that you can do where if you're a solo person and you're crashing out on an air mattress in the beach next to the surfing spot in Malibu or something like that, that you're doing things correctly, and you have like a solo arrangement to use as a reference. So that's kind of the point of what I'm doing, is just to make a reference version, a solo reference acoustic version, like an unplugged version of songs that people who have Fender equipment that they might want to learn, because the songs were originally done on Fender equipment, so they can actually make it sound similar to the original. And if they learn how to do that, then they eventually get confident enough where they can write their own songs, and then we have more music made that way, because it's a good sound. It's something that's been working well for a long time. That is all.